Dean, there are so many cuts of the Star Wars film, and I found out recently about one that I think might be the best of all time.
Oh, is it the one I sent you on TikTok?
Oh, is it? Did you send it to me? Fuck.
With the commercials?
Damn it. Oh, I was hoping you to react to it live. God damn it.
Oh.
Yeah, I hate to see it.
Well, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Okay, so in 2003 in Chile, I don't know how to say it.
The country.
They broadcasted the original trilogy
for the first time on TV.
For the first time ever. And it was such a big deal that they sold TV spots, but they had to do them in a way to keep people watching the commercials that they had to integrate them into the movie. So let me show you. This is a handful of them. I don't know. I think there's a few more, but they're fucking hilarious.
I understand you've become quite a good pilot yourself. And he was a good friend.
We're probably going to get claimed for this, but it's totally worth it.
I have something here for you. Your father wanted you to have this when you were old
Stop.
Cerveza Cristo.
Oh, this is why this is a thing right now. Okay.
Why was the first part in English?
I don't know. Apparently that's how they had it in the Chilean. I think these are hilarious. They should do this more often.
I haven't seen this one yet. Oh my god.
That part's actually in the original cut.
I like the laugh,
man. That's so fucking funny. We got to get that clip for the audio.
I like how that last one was just like a cooler turned sideways with like a flashlight in it.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Keep the people watching.
There's like a really clever way of throwing in a commercial, but yeah, George Lucas sued them.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, because it was like a violation of like there's some.
I figured.
There's some kind of advertisement thing you can't do. So yeah, it's pretty funny.
Someone should edit our show like with little commercials. That'd be pretty funny.
That's probably never gonna happen.
Well, now it's not.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there. We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
He's got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
This is the true form of lore gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Marco.
And I'm Eddie.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We want to thank everyone watching live in the YouTube studio audience, or if you're catching us on the replay, wherever you're watching us, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I think we're on a few other spots. And shout out to Collector's Zone for our affiliate. And we miss you, Ben. He's out there somewhere. Already. I think he's getting internet today or something.
Getting paint or something. I don't know.
His excuses become worse and worse every show he misses.
Yeah. It's like, dude, if you're getting shawarma, just say it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love shawarma.
One could be so lucky. We have an exciting show for you guys. We not a lot to talk about, but I feel like we're gonna make it happen because, as they say, Dean,
Yeah, we
in the
are.
biz, the show must go on. But before we get into the news, a very special segment that we have that we kick off all of our best shows with.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah. What'd you get new this week? I didn't get anything. I think I got some stuff for like a kit bash, but
Wow.
I ended up not being able to use it. So
Yeah, I hate to see it.
yeah.
Eddie, what did you get this week?
I
Oh, that didn't work. Well, what did you get this week?
forgot. No, I'm kidding. I got I got Padme from Attack of the Clones, which is awesome because it was pretty quick. I had it on pre-order with Sideshow for pretty much day one. I think I ordered Dopoed this. But yeah, I finally got it in, which is cool. It seems like Sideshow's getting in stuff a lot quicker, especially that Vader dude. I feel like we saw the blogger photos, and I feel like within a week or two, people had charges from Sideshow. I'm like, whoa, man, that's
It
awesome.
may have been that figure or another one where Bretta was like, it's not even released over here yet. Like, Sideshow's already shipping it out. It's not
I
even
think I
released.
remember that too. I forgot which one he said though, but yeah, I didn't pose it too much, but I loved it, dude. The likeness, I love. The posing is sick. The proportions of the body are really good. Like really, it doesn't look like a figure body, which is good, especially for a female character. I feel like it stands out even more on a female character that it's a figure body and not like the proportion of a actual female. But yeah, I like everything. The only thing that I don't love is the cloak and her like head setup thing, her wrap, whatever that is. They don't. It's just being the nature of material, and in that scale, it doesn't sit as well as I wish it did. Like if it was heavier and it kind of draped better,
Does
and
it
even
not
the
keep its
wires in
form
it.
or what?
Yeah, it doesn't hold the form right, and then the wiring isn't like the strongest wires. They're kind of thin wires, which is like normal for Hot Toys, but it's not. They're not horrible. I feel like it takes away from it a little bit. But and then also like when she has the cloak on, it kind of can look like she has no neck, especially on the right picture. That's why on the left I have it.
It
looks a lot more better on the left. But wow. But yeah, if I wouldn't sleep on this, I think they nailed this. The height is really good too. I have her standing next to Obi-Wan, and she's a lot shorter than he is, but I guess she's 5'3" in real life, so she's supposed to be a lot shorter. But they look good together. I can't wait to get Anakin in, dude. I feel like next to each other, they're gonna be amazing.
Which you're going with the artisan to pair up with her?
No, the Attack of the Clones one. I got that Dopoed too.
Oh yeah, this is Attack of the Clones. Okay, yeah, that's exciting. Very good. Ben had a new this week. He's getting internet apparently, so I think we'll bump his to next week. Marco, do you have anything? Don't think I saw anything in the chat.
I
but
did,
could be
I
wrong.
just sent that picture. I will say I've got this I voted sticker, so if you're saying don't push your beliefs on me, literally you could vote for whoever you want, suck a dick. But anyways, yeah, I sent my picture.
Wow. Wait, was it the comics?
Yeah, the comics.
Oh, okay. I was looking for an I voted picture. I was like, wait, what?
So yeah, so shout out to.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I was. Anyways, so shout out to Baby Boy and Baby Girl who went to a Black History event and they won a prize. Yeah, the Baby family, and they won a prize, which were these comics and then also a Miles Morales poster. And so I was hanging out with them, and they're like, "Hey, like, we won this, and we just wanted to gift it to you." So really awesome gift. I'm not a big comic collector yet, but have some nice comics now in the collection from some really generous folks in the community. So the collection is growing, and yeah, excited to. I'm gonna read these, but yeah, I kind of thumbed through the Rogue one there on the right, and just really really cool artwork for the time period. So yeah, it's a slippery slope. Gonna try to keep it focused, but a few more comics to the collection.
Wow, look at that gun. There's 6 barrels on it.
Holy
a lot of
shit,
freedom
right?
there. My goodness. It's a 6-shooter. We have a bunch of angels in the chat. We got Toy Mafia Sith Scale Collector Mark P, 12-inch Moose Dreams, 6 Guns Figs, Cam collects. Let's see here, Cylon X-Man, Trooping with Robin, Nick's Collectibles, Action Figure Academy, Calvin, X-Man Supreme, Daniken Lee Walker, I think it's Action Figure Academy, Mark P, Jason Nelson, love that guy. Let's see here, Yomo, what's up Yomo, and Christian Detour Collections, what's up fellas? I had a pretty good week. I picked up my first Mythic Legions figure, and I was... A lot of people have told me like a lot of good things about these figures, and I think I probably had my expectations a little bit high. You know, it is a $50 plus figure. It's a figure that I've been waiting on. This one kept getting delayed, so I almost feel like it was at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years for this figure. It's the Samir, I think it's Samir Wind Waker from Mythic Legions. There wasn't really any instructions, so I kind of just put the scrolls where I think you would probably put a sword scabbard, but he didn't have a sword scabbard. And one thing that I found interesting on all the pre-order photos, is that his whole underneath of his robes is like a suit of armor. I didn't expect that at all. But again, I don't really know anything about the line, so I don't know if that's common, but it really took me by surprise. I thought he was just gonna have like wizard clothes underneath, but no, it's like a full.
Dude, the pants have the prints underneath though.
It doesn't even have pants. That's the thing. It's just armor.
Wow.
You hate to see it. Because I was looking at his boots and I was like, damn, he's got these fucking 1-2 buckle my shoes, and then it turns out it's like a fucking knight's foot. Yeah, so I had to check it out. I did repaint it a little bit. My D&D character is Caucasian, so who would have thought a dude named Samir would have dark skin? But repainted it a little bit. He comes with 2 portraits. One has like these really cool runes on it, so I think I may leave it the stock color, because I don't really think I'll be able to redo these. But it was an okay figure. I think a lot of people have hyped these up for me, so I didn't really know what to expect. But I think, like Eddie said, I think when you scale down fabric, especially to 12 scale, like the hood of the cloak, I had a lot of trouble with, which even Hot Toys, I think they have trouble with that too. And just the thickness of the fabric.
If they did it sculpted, because on the one that I got,
I wish they did.
It has
honestly.
a sculpted hood, and then the cloak is fibers. So.
Yeah. The effect pieces are really cool though. It's like a dual translucent green, translucent blue, and it kind of wraps around the staff. So that was pretty cool. I also got a chair. So I'm in the process of moving everything out of this office to the garage, and with that's going to come a brand new streaming setup. I basically have most of this stuff is either like hand-me-downs from friends, like the desks, or some of the cabinets like I've kind of just scrounged throughout the years. So going into this next space, I really want to have, I think, the stuff that I actually really, really want to have and be able to invest in it. And so I've been looking at this company called Secret Lab for quite a while. Their chairs are pretty expensive. I guess not really that expensive. I think Herman Miller's are in the thousands for really nice ergonomic chairs. But for a guy that's bought Goodwill / office discount furniture or free chairs his whole life, the prospect of spending $600 on a chair was kind of daunting. And so I had seen this listing on OfferUp, and it was kind of weird because it looked really beat up, but they basically said they wrapped the chair in plastic and then put a cover over it to keep it protected because they had cats. But they didn't show any pictures of the condition of the actual chair. It was just a beat up chair cover. And we were downtown, or not downtown, but central San Antonio for the Spurs game, and they were
someone
pretty close,
died on that chair, by the way, if they wrapped it in plastic.
Could be. But they were asking $250, and I talked them down to $230, and then they were like, if you come tonight, we'll do $200. And I was like, I'll come and I'll check it out, but I really want to see what this chair looks like. If you don't have all the photos I had was just a torn up outer cover. When I got there, it was pristine. They had the magnetic headrest that comes with it, which is really comfortable. They had the toolkit. Like, basically the chair is like brand new. I think the only things that they actually ever touched were these little arm covers, which are in pretty good condition. I probably will replace them for the memory foam ones, but it is such a cool chair. There's so many like little adjustments, like lumbar knobs, and everything's like magnetic, and you could like recline like almost like all the way back. It's very fancy. So I'm over the moon because I paid, like I said, $200, and this is the same exact chair shipped with tax is $604. So definitely was able to save a good bit of money and be able to put that back into the rest of the office setup.
It's comfortable.
Oh, it's so fucking comfortable.
Because I have
it's so comfortable.
I have an Ewin
Yeah.
chair. And it's like the same thing, the racer chairs that are like
exactly.
the DX racer or whatever. But it's around the same price as this, but at the time I forgot who did a video on it. Someone did a video. I think it was
I know that chair that you're talking about.
They were Funko. It was a Funko channel back when I started collecting. They're not around anymore, a couple, but they did a video and they got like 30% off, I think, if you use their link or their code or whatever. So I think it ended up coming down to around the same, like $200. And it's a very cool looking chair, but it is not comfortable at all. Like, it's not wide enough. They're not made for bigger guys, thicker guys. So like, I think I have the XL one, and it still isn't wide enough. Like,
yeah, this is the medium. And
it hurts.
I mean, I'm a pretty wide boy, and I fit pretty comfortably. And this is even with the arms. They like move this way, and this way. It's called like 4D. And then, like the problem with the Herman Miller, my fat ass, I think because when I got my last chair, it was my dad's. He works for the civil service, and they just get rid of their shit and they throw it in the dumpster. But it's like they're getting rid of a bunch of Herman Miller chairs. Damn. So this chair's probably already 10 years old, and then my fat ass sat in it for like 3 years, and that shit was like if Victoria sits in it, it's fine, but when I sat in it, it would like kind of do this.
Slowly go down. The hydraulics.
Like every day it would drop like an inch, and then eventually I'd be like crouching, and my legs were just getting real like, not a lot of circulate. Like, I know I'm not the healthiest person, but yeah. So it's nice and firm. My fat ass has been sitting in it. I'm at the same exact level I was when I set it up, and I don't know. It's kind of cool for me because like I said, I've really just had. I think I've had 3 chairs since I was like 13. So like this is the 4th one. So a big deal for me. Big deal. And I'm very excited.
That's true. I've only had this one and the IKEA like black one. It's like the basic IKEA one. That one broke in half. When I was laying back, because I always like, you guys see, I always like to like push the recline as far as you can go. And that thing snapped on me one time.
Were you on a call or anything?
Bro, I was at Froyo yesterday, and they have these like, it's a very artsy looking Froyo, and I sat in this chair, and it was already, as I was sitting, I realized it was already a bit bent, and the fucking leg and I basically fell down, and I was so embarrassed, and I was like, I didn't break this chair. It was already kind of broken, but it's clearly on the floor now.
Have you seen Shallow
And the
House?
lady
What
goes,
is this made out of?
Yeah, what the hell is this made out of?
Steel?
Steel?
Well, work on your welds.
That's what I was saying. But she looked at it like, oh, okay. I was like, you're not going to come take this off the floor? Like, someone could sit in this and hurt themselves.
I demand free yogurt for life.
I was like, my neck and my back. Oh, boy. Anyways. Is that everyone's new this week's that we ran through?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So we have the Hot Toys Gorr the God Butcher released. I think this portrait looks fucking dope. I really do. I'm kind of still always in the opinion that given the choice between seamless arms and like this type of joint, the kind of more minimal
Bulbous.
What is this? Hello from Ben and I. Ben, how's the internet
What
fix going,
the
bro? What the fuck?
Wow.
Hang on. Time out.
I don't know.
Ratted him out.
Ratted him out. Ratted him
out.
I got this for you, Ben.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop you fucking lying.
I'm just kidding, Ben. Have a good night, bud. But yeah, I like this style of joint. I think it looks really good for this body. I don't really think like, especially for a pose like this, you would never ever keep a seamless body in this pose without destroying it. So I think this is fantastic. I've heard that I haven't seen this film, but I've heard that he really gave it his all in this role. So kind of a shame that the movie itself I don't think was that well received, but overall I think this is fucking sweet. I love the hands. I'm a big fan of hands when they give us new sculpts, and yeah, this is definitely a cool figure.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of a figure and Hot Toys going from screen to figure, they nailed it. I personally don't like the character design. It's very boring, kind of meh. But I'll be damned if it's not creepy. It's got a creepy expression on his face. The hands make him look real, like it's almost like actually funny enough, a child predator, because that's what he is in the movie. Yeah, it's creepy. Creeps me out. I wouldn't want this on my shelf, but that's, like that speaks to the figure of being a evil presence, I'd say. I like it. I don't not like it. I wouldn't buy it, but yeah, I think they nailed it.
Sorry, I wasn't sorry. Everybody keeps like, because nobody really likes Thor: Love and Thunder, everybody keeps like, well, the figure looks great, and to me it just looks goofy as hell because they made this character into like a children's boogeyman character, which is the furthest thing from gore as possible. And so when I look at it, I just think it looks goofy. I think some of the pictures look really good, but to me, like his face, everything about him just looks goofy to me. I hate this version of the character. Didn't like anything about it in the movie. What's interesting to me is how much people hate jointed arms. Because I feel like that just changed like only a couple of years ago. But it almost seems like we're unwilling to accept anything that is jointed anymore. Like
it's all the pandemic collectors or what?
I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Like it seems like there's not even an argument about it anymore. People just, no, we don't want the joints at all. Don't do the joints. So I just thought that was weird because it hasn't been that long. I mean, I guess they changed Peacemakers, right? It started off as jointed and then he went seamless.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
right.
sure.
Yeah.
So
everyone complained about that.
They could have, I guess they couldn't have done it because of the way this guy's arms are, but
I think it works better with the Peacemaker because he's got those fucking guns. Like, not saying that Christian Bale isn't Jack, but like I think the problem with the Peacemaker was it made his arms look really small, and I think once you added in those seamless arms, it looked more proportional. It looked like his build increased.
Do you think that it's even worth it anymore if Hot Toys does jointed arms for figures? You think anytime they do them, it's always like a bad
That's
thing?
a good question. I think it really depends. Go ahead, Marco.
Yeah, the problem is they have figures that have swap out arms, right? They've done that before, so they've proven to us they could do that.
The best of both worlds.
So give us a jointed, that's fine. But if you're going to be charging $250 and above, you better give us some nice static, like, I don't know, just any, like give us a pose that is completely seamless where he can hold the sword or Stormbreaker in a dope way. Like, it's not that hard to do. And these figures are meant to be just, as screen accurate as possible. I do agree it came out really nice, but I think that's the compromise. So definitely give us jointed. Just give us an alternative for those that don't want the joints.
I think a pre-posed would be pretty cool too. If this is an iconic pose from the film, they've done those kind of more statuesque arms in the past, so I do like to see that.
I have a potentially stupid question.
There's no question that's stupid, Dean.
So only Mjolnir can't be lifted by anyone who's unworthy, but Stormbreaker can be wielded by anyone, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that. I thought they followed the same rules.
Because Odin didn't put the curse on Stormbreaker.
Rules to everything.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But back to this film though. This film is no good. Like, just truly.
Is it really
one
not
of the
worth
worst.
the watch?
I'm not saying it's not worth watching,
not worth the
but
watch.
it's not
Oh,
good.
shit.
It's
Yeah.
really, really disappointing off the back of Ragnarok. Like, I thought this was going to be one of their stellar outings. I think a lot of folks did, and it's just disappointing. So if this movie was good, I think this figure would be a lot more appealing because Christian Bale was really sick in it. But
He was the best part of the movie, but
They
that's
made-
not saying a lot.
They made so many figures from this movie, and I was trying to make this point on some channel, and someone in the comments was like, "Well, every movie, they make the figure before the movie is released." And my
That's
point
true.
was like, I feel like they made every character from this movie though, because they really expected it to be a box office hit, which
Yeah.
I think it did make money, but still, like, they expected it to be like a Ragnarok or one of the next best MCU movies. So they made everything, and then it ended up sucking.
Yeah, this movie, everything before Endgame, even the movies that aren't really like super important, all are leading up to something. There's little breadcrumbs to follow in those movies. Everything afterwards has just been a standalone adventure that it really isn't worth watching because it doesn't add anything to later. Does that make sense?
yeah,
I mean, technically, even now, the Ant-Man movie, Quantumanium, was technically a breadcrumb movie, but now, since they're not doing...
They threw out the whole loaf.
Yeah, they threw out the whole fucking loaf. So it's like, well, now that movie's not even worth watching. Like, what the fuck is happening? So, yeah, this movie just wasn't good, and it didn't add anything to the overarching story to, like, what's gonna happen. So, yeah, Zach,
I think that's a tough one though, right, Dean? Because it's like we don't want them to be dependent on having to build off of every film because people will say, well, that now they're constrained. But then all you have to do is look at Deadpool, that trailer, by introducing the TVA, by introducing, continuity from other films, and it seems like it's leading up to something great. It's like that's got me hyped for everything that's coming in the future and everything that's come in the past. And so it feels like they strayed away from the formula.
Well, because back in the day, like even one of my least favorite movies is Thor: The Dark World. Back in the day, we didn't know all of this shit would add up eventually, right? So we were kind of, ignorance is bliss. It's like, oh, just a cool Thor movie, whatever. And then when more pieces start falling into place, you're like, wait a minute. And you'd go back and watch it and like, holy shit, this makes more sense now. And
It made it even better, yeah.
Yeah, so now that we have hindsight, yeah, I agree with you. It kind of makes it worse watching these movies because it's like, well, now what are they doing? Instead of just enjoying it for what it is. But for what it is, I didn't enjoy it. Like, knowing it's like a standalone story, I was like, I guess. Like, it's just not a good movie.
It could have been great, and it was disappointing.
It could have been freaking amazing. Gore is good enough to be Thanos, like Thanos level.
Wow.
Movie. And they messed it up. But really quick, I wanted to address X-Men's comment because he said, "Look how happy I am to be able to gang up on hating a movie. It must be tough when you're a back half '90s Batman film fan." Listen, everybody knows I love those movies, and everybody talks shit about them to me, and I never care. Like, I understand they suck. So I think if you like a shitty movie, you have to be willing to accept that you like a shitty movie.
Yeah.
So don't be upset that no one likes Thor: Love and Thunder, and be as happy as I am to love something that nobody likes.
Yeah, I like.
That's how I feel about Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah. Not that one.
Evangelion
Anything but that
1.0.
one.
I actually
Well,
just bought my
I like
tickets for
Evangelion.
End of Evangelion. I bought my ticket. Dean, they're showing End of Evangelion in March. I bought my tickets.
Have you seen it before?
Dean, have I seen it before? I've seen it twice. I own it.
Okay, I was gonna say prepare for a fucking.
But no, I haven't seen it.
I do want to
Just kidding, I have
address
seen
one more comment in the chat. I'm going to ban this person, but the folks that say that this looks like Big Bretta, that's uncalled for, and so he will be banned.
Who said that?
That's just I already banned him in the chat, so it's uncalled for. That's our friend.
I'm not gonna say
It's
nothing.
definitely Marco.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it's a creepy figure. Like, it's got shelf presence for sure, but...
How dare you? Oh, boy. Anyways, this is a figure and a half, a Hot Toys Super Commando. This one's $265, releasing January to June 2025. It's funny, when the Black Series of this came out, I vividly remember people saying like, "Oh shit, we're gonna get the Super Commando." That was a long time ago, but we did. I don't know. Like, I appreciate a troop building type figure. I appreciate, going in and expanding these lines, because I guess they're marking this as Ahsoka, so this is from the flashback of the season 7 of the Clone Wars. It's cool, I guess.
Do you even
I don't
see
know
Maul
that
in the flashbacks? I don't even remember.
I don't remember seeing Maul, but I know we saw the troopers.
You don't.
I know we saw the troopers. I mean, it's cool, but I mean, 265 for like a no-name character that's an army builder, like, can they not throw us a fucking bone and like 240, 230?
Yeah, considering most of his reuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black Series, $25 a pop. I don't mind. It's troop building or whatever. But yeah, how much did you say? 265?
Yes, sir, 265. A lot of dinero.
That's a tough nut to swallow. And like you said, especially for a nobody, a no-name character, no unmasked portrait. Who is this person? No one knows. Like the Casca Reeves or the Axe Wolves, I could kind of get behind it because you get a head sculpt, a character that you see on screen that offers something more to just fodder, essentially. But that being said, it looks fucking cool. I do like it. If I find one cheap enough one day, I will get it. It is definitely badass. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. But yeah, it's a little expensive.
I pre-ordered it, so but I got it.
There you go.
I got it for the listed price shipped, so I don't feel horrible for what I paid. And I love this version of a Mandalorian, so it's super sick to me. I think I remember when we were watching this, saying this live. I remember being on a stream saying we knew we were all gonna get it, or that Hot Toys was gonna make it. So I'm happy they actually did it. I think it's gonna be sick. So yeah, I'm 260 is what it is. If it was like 280, I'd be more upset. And I know after shipping and everything is over $300 now after shipping and tax. But yeah, I'm not horribly pissed. I think it's because I bought that Mr. Freeze for around like 230, so I think I'm used to paying shit for shit now. So
man, don't let InArt hear you. They're gonna be like, if he'll pay $230 for that, then sky's the limit at that point.
You hate to see.
But I know we're gonna talk about it in the main topic of the show. But yeah, I'm feeling the same way where it's like this. When I saw it pop up, I'm like, this is cool. I love Darth Maul. I've got, a lot of iterations of Darth Maul in the collection. It's an interesting design, but I cannot unsee that it is reused parts with horns tacked onto it. And folks can debate me and say, no, it's actually like a newly developed helmet. It's a newly developed jetpack. It says so in the description. It just doesn't look that way. It looks like, hey, what do we have laying around and how can we throw together another figure? Especially when there's other figures from this line that's already super deep that other folks are waiting on, right?
Can we put a disclaimer up that Marco has not watched and does not like Clone Wars before he makes his opinion known?
But I have seen Ahsoka though. And I didn't like Ahsoka. But so I'm not even saying that this is one that I wouldn't eventually get, because I do like the design of Mandalorians, of like various troopers they don't have to have a head sculpt, right, in order to add it to the collection. But at 265, it just feels dirty. It doesn't feel good. And I feel like this is one that they could have thrown us a bone, like priced it really competitively and be like, okay, we're acknowledging it's a quick turnaround repaint, but it's for a really low price. But the figures are going in the opposite direction after they've reused parts seemingly multiple times at this point. So I'm just not a huge fan of that trend. But again, I know we'll get into it in the topic of the show.
I think this is a great comment here about where's Gar Saxon and Balin and Shin. It seems like to me those are the characters that we should be spending our time on. I don't believe Gar Saxon was in the Ahsoka flashback, but that's a cool character that would fit in with their Clone Wars figures. Obviously, Balin and Shin, I think probably the two best parts of the Ahsoka show, in my opinion. Would love to see those guys getting a release. Perhaps a bit more complicated with Ray Stevenson passing. That's just pure speculation, but
those require effort, and that's why this one is first up.
You're not wrong. But is it first up though? It's like 10th up though. They've made a lot.
First up before those other ones. I mean,
Look,
sure.
I think that they're for sure gonna make those characters though. I think
I hope so.
Balin is hard because he passed, and it might be a little difficult with licensing right now. But and I don't know why they haven't done Shin yet, but I would get this before either of those characters. So
really, just because it's a more established character for you, or
because I like Clone Wars way more than Ahsoka. I think I could see that Balin was a really sick character, and I would be tempted to get him.
Oh shit!
But yeah, I'd get this before both of them.
Safel says Gar Saxon was voiced by Ray Stevenson. I did not know that.
Amazing.
Yeah, wow. Gar Saxon looks kind of like this. His armor's a little more detailed, and he doesn't have that center front-facing horn. But you could very easily do a Gar Saxon. That'd be a badass figure. But in terms of, I didn't really like Ahsoka either, to be plainly honest. But Balin and Shin were easily the best part of every episode they were in. Every time they took the screen, I think that's almost worth watching the show just on price of admission alone is watching them.
They're sprinkled in enough that it's enjoyable for sure.
So I'd much rather, especially since it's branded as Ahsoka and not Clone Wars, I'd much rather have those two.
And their designs are super interesting too. So I think they would make really, really cool figures.
Oh yeah,
Shin is gonna be a fucking awesome figure if we get it.
Yeah,
I love.
Just don't do that Barbie rooted hair, please God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, this is a cool figure. Like without a doubt, it's badass. But 260. Somebody said the who was it who said this, that the troopers with the ribbons,
the night troopers
are $240. This could be a $240 figure. I mean,
Easy.
$20, $25, you know.
Yeah, but if you're army building it,
right, it adds up.
Two of them, that's $40. 5 of them is $100. I mean,
for sure. It's just the optics of like 265 versus 240. It just feels like a whole different ballpark. And maybe I'm just crazy and that's the way that I think, but it feels completely different.
I also think the Stormtrooper outfits are cooler than Mandalorian outfits, if I'm being honest.
It depends. I would agree for clones, but not for Stormtroopers.
What's up, Red Wolf? Marco, our taste seems to be similar in shows and movies. Is Ahsoka worth a watch? Here we go.
Red Wolf, it's worth a watch, but definitely there's plenty of other better shows and better Star Wars content, but it's definitely worth a watch. There's just a lot of goofy shit that happens.
Red Wolf also has terrible taste? Is that what he said?
Wow. Holy
wow. Said it like that.
Yeah,
Go watch Batman Forever, Eddie.
Ahsoka.
I mean, I meant Batman and Robin. 90s. I meant Batman and Robin. That's right.
Wow. Ahsoka watches like Rebels. So if you're okay
it's literally Rebels season 4 or 5. Or
yeah. If you're okay with like the bad guys acting stupid as shit for no reason and the good guys getting away with shit they absolutely have no business getting away with, you'll like
and Thrawn going
that's like part of my plan was getting my ass kicked.
Joke's on you. I summon Pot of Greed and draw 3 cards.
They're like, Thrawn, why do you have your head so far up your ass? And he's like, that was my plan. And they're like, oh,
as if.
Okay. Are you sure? Because you could have just not done that and this would have happened. He's like, no. I'm playing the fucking long game.
Yo, Ben, what's going on, man?
It's like, hey, we're going to capture somebody and then let them go in the same episode and let them have all their weapons Why? Why did you
just silly stuff. But I will say it's probably a better show to binge. Like instead of watching week to week, if you're able to just kind of binge through it, I'm sure it's completely inoffensive and at least there's some artistic merit for sure.
Equan said it best. It all leads to the sequel trilogy anyway, so.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. You have to be okay with that too.
There we go. There we go. Is everyone good here?
Yeah.
All right. Something that we don't see often. So if you pre-ordered the Hono Wolverine back, I believe this was last year, it was $160. And then we mentioned it about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. They had raised the price of everything. I think below 1,000 was $5, above 1,000 was $10. Credit where credit's due. Sideshow has lowered the price again on the Hono Studios Wolverine back to $160. Look, I'll take what I can get. I think this is pretty cool. What do you guys think? You are unmuting.
Yeah, $5 is $5. That's a what a deal right there.
That's 7/8 of a $5 footlong these days.
Yeah, dude. A glizzy, or if you get a footlong, it's a Elizabeth.
Wow, that's 2 Costco glizzies right there.
Yeah. No, it's 5 Costco glizzies. Oh no, you're right.
Bro, I want to get a Costco glizzy ASAP.
I have a Costco membership.
We should go. We should vlog it. That'd be my content.
Fuck
for the week.
Yeah, dude.
You pick me up though.
You fucking.
I don't drive.
You're gonna get me lost too, or what?
How dare you?
Poor Eddie. Yeah, no, that's cool. $5 is $5, man. That's money in your pocket.
This is why they raised everything else, so this could drop 5. Is that what happened?
Hot Toys ran so Hono could walk.
Yes, exactly. It's cool. I think I expected this to be a bigger topic on all streams because everybody was so shocked that it was already so cheap. And they're like, we could make it cheaper. I think it's a kick in the nuts, to be honest.
Yeah.
To like Marco's repaint topic. It's like, you know what? Just for that, a figure that is already cheap, we're gonna make even cheaper.
Yeah.
No, but
it's funny.
Like this. Go ahead, Jack, and then I'll say.
It's funny the topics that we think will be big, and then like we get to the show and it's like 2 sentences from everybody, and then the topics we don't think are gonna be anything, it's like an hour. It's always like that. And it's funny because like when we do the show, like to peek behind the curtains, we'll have ideas and it's like, is this worth talking about? And we'll kind of either agree or disagree. And like there was one this week with Sideshow running some, I thought they were kind of in bad taste ads. It was very 50-50. We decided not to go with it.
No, it was like 70-30.
Yeah, it was like 60-40.
Everybody was telling Zach it was a bad idea.
Anyways, there were some people who agreed, but we'll leave them anonymous. But go ahead, Marco.
I was going to say this fucking sucks, honestly, because, again, there's no transparency. We have no idea what's going on. It's like, okay, this is 5 up. This is 5 back. No heads up at all. Like, Zach, so you saw this because this item was on your wish list? And then you got an email. Is that what happened?
So I did get this notification, but this screenshot is from the groups. I didn't pre-order Hono, so I actually don't know if you did pre-order it at the 165. If they change your, I imagine they would change your invoice. I didn't see anyone that had that problem, so I assumed that they adjusted it. But I think it's cool personally.
Sure, but like, why are you not taking all the figures back $5? Like, hey, it was just a temporary.
I agree.
That's the thing. We just don't know. We've got no communication from them, and so this is kind of infuriating to me. And again, you could say, oh, it's just $5, whatever. But okay, so is it like surge pricing now? Like just whenever they feel like it, they're just exactly. They're just gonna have a digital board and just like, okay, on Tuesday it might go up. It's like an airfare. Like, you better lock in this price now because maybe on Tuesday it's going to jump up. Like, what are they trying to condition us to do? What are they trying to communicate to us by these price adjustments? I don't know, and it fucking paranoids me and pisses me off. Like, I don't like it at all. So good that it's cheaper now, but let's stick with a price when you put out an item, and let's stick with that until it comes out, and then you can adjust prices on new items, but don't carte blanche raise prices on everything, and then don't say a freaking thing to us. Like it's nonsensical to me. It's bad business in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the whole like. I get it going forward. If you're saying like, hey, going forward, everything new is going to be priced a little higher, right? And in this case, it would be $5. But it's like, if you already have the stock or have made the orders, I don't understand why that goes up $5 as well. It just seems like a nickel and dime way to like, you know, for me, it's maybe equates to $20 more a year that I'm spending.
Mm-hmm.
But that times thousands of collectors times thousands of figures, it is not an insignificant amount of money. It just seems like you always hear about it, Marco, like banks taking like a few cents here and there from people's accounts. Like, yeah, you probably don't really care that it's a few cents, but times millions, like it ends up being a significant chunk of change. So
yeah,
it's weird.
It feels dirty.
It's just weird to me.
On my invoice, it's $160 now. So
okay. And you pre-ordered it when the price went up?
I pre-ordered this like, if not day 1, day 2. It was really quick. I pre-ordered it. So.
Gotcha.
So the initial price was $160, then it went up to $165. Now it's $160.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
TK, just wait till they charge you $115 for a base. We will
this
talk
is
about that. I got clarification on that, so we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
This is an incredible comment because I think that just goes to show how hypocritical like all of our conversations could be. I could be pissed off about this, but then when it comes to this other high-priced item, it's like, oh, it's fine because that's something that I wanted.
Well, it's all relative too, right? Like
it's all relative. Yeah.
I love that Marco.
They're
is
not
able to say
exclusive.
that though. Like, I love.
At least he's self-aware.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I love Marco.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of Marco, what Marco said a second ago, I'm gonna have to disagree with. He said, when you put up a product, just stick with that price. If you want to make it cheaper, go ahead. I'm okay with you changing the price that way.
Fuck it. Let me eat my words, Dean. Yeah, if it goes the other way, that's fine.
It was kind of like when I worked at the grocery store. People only ever had problems when the price was higher than what it said on the shelf. But when it was lower than it was said on the shelf, they never corrected me. Not once.
Amazing point.
Hilarious.
That's hilarious. Charlie, this was the only one that I had the notification for, and this is the only one that I've seen posted in the group. So I would say with a medium probability that I believe so. But that is speculation. InArt, on the 8th of March, they are going to be putting up their pre-order for the Paul Atreides from Dune. And this is very exciting because with this figure, it is a licensed worldwide figure. So we in the United States will have the ability to order from some local retailers. We'll have the ability to order from InArt. When I talked to, let me get the exact wordage correct. When I talked to Marcos from Collector Zone, they said that they are one of the official distributors that are going to be able to get this product directly. So we're very excited for that. And they have some information. They haven't released any prices yet, but I believe there's going to be one, possibly two versions of this figure that we'll have more details and photos on next week. But gotta say, congrats to InArt. I think this is the first step in them really taking this to the next level. I already think that they make some of the best figures out there, but I think to truly take that next step forward, they have to be able to make them available worldwide. So, like I said, there's gonna be some companies that will get them. I've heard it may also be Big Bad Toy Store. InArt had reached out to in their group. They asked for some retailers that they could begin kind of negotiating stuff with. So Big Bad was one that was mentioned as well. And I believe there may be some that are in the United States that aren't technically official retailers. So when you purchase, just do your research and maybe try to find an official distributor. But I think this is huge. We've seen this figure a few times. They've kind of been changing it here and there, but don't really want to comment on the look of the figure yet until we see the actual photos that they put out. But this is big for the hobby, I think.
I think competition on the pricing too, though, right? Because we saw once, like the Superman went to different markets, things were a lot lower than what we were seeing on other sites. So it could be really good for the overall price. But go ahead, Dean.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just curious why they put some of the figure information behind the cape.
It's a teaser. He's Paul Atreides. He's not Paul Atreides.
And then down at the bottom, it's like his cape is like kind of see through, so you could kind of read it. Paul Atreides collectible figure Dune, I guess.
I see what
yeah,
you're saying.
but it's cool. This is the silver edition, whatever they're calling it, the silver.
Yeah, the
tier.
AG tier. Yeah.
Yeah, the AG tier. This figure looks great. It's looked great every time we've seen it. I'm kind of with you though, Zach. I want to see more in hand stuff. This would be a really cool figure to get rooted. I personally hope there's just a sculpted version because that's the one I'm gonna get. I just don't want to fuck with rooted hair, but it looks good.
I've seen 2 SKUs is what
okay.
messaging that I've seen.
Cool. Yeah, this is going to be a hard one to skip. I don't think I'll be able to do it, as I think we're going to be talking Dune later on in the show, so I'll wait to say my piece then. But yeah, this looks fucking good.
It does look good. As of right now, this is one that I'm okay skipping on, but I haven't seen Dune 2 yet. I did like the first Dune, and I did want the McFarlane figures from that, but I think that was more of like a hype purchase after watching the movie, because I don't think I need Dune figures. So it kind of sucks that the first licensed one they do I won't get, but that my mind might change after I see Dune 2. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, Eddie, I think your mind will change, honestly. And even after a rewatch of part 1, which I think I've said before, I didn't necessarily love part 1. I thought it was beautiful. I thought there was like some really incredible stuff. But as a film, I was like, I was kind of confused. And after talking to folks that are much bigger Dune heads and kind of like reading more about the lore and rewatching, I think I'm all in on a Dune, Paul Atreides. I don't love the actor. Like, he's definitely not my favorite person. And I almost would rather have still suits of other actors. Like, I'm a big Zendaya fan, even like Duncan Idaho. No spoilers about that character, but I think that there's I just like the still suit design from the film. So yeah, I'm incredibly excited by this one. And again, to our point about the worldwide distribution, if it's not like $500 that we're normally paying for these rooted figures, or like maybe Aragorn was $450-ish, I don't exactly recall, but if it's closer to $4, it makes it a lot more palatable, especially for maybe a bit of a shorter figure. So yeah, I'm excited to see what all the accessories are. I think we've seen some teases as well. Go ahead.
You don't
Eddie.
think it could be like $350?
That's what I'm thinking. Because like Superman was like real cheap. He was competitively priced.
But rooted though? Rooted?
Oh, okay, that's correct.
Maybe, yeah. Well, the sculpted would have a better shot.
Yeah,
but
I
if they
think
came
the
out with like
sculpted Superman was as low as $3.
I think it was like 280 something after. I don't think we had to pay tax because we're in the United States, but the shipping. Oh. I think after shipping it was I think maybe just over $3.
Yeah,
I can
like
look up
$309 or something.
Yeah, let me look up the price on my phone real quick.
So that gives me hope for this one, especially since we're going to be able to get it from, licensed retailers, that the prices are going to be too fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because like, especially with BBTS,
$312 was the
they'll
price.
Pay for it, then add in money so they get money, and then they add in their shipping costs because they're only going to ship it to you for $4. So a $300 figure will cost you like $385 or something from BBTS. But if they're not having to do that upfront cost, like the initial cost, they're getting it at cost. Hopefully, it'll be
Yeah, you're talking about
they're only adding the money for the shipping essentially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
instead
very
of
interested to see.
$385, it'll be like $320 or something.
But if we got shipped to us a rooted figure between $350 and $400, though, that's insanely competitive to what Hot Toys is doing. So yeah, I'm really excited.
You're not wrong.
The chat is killing me right now. I'm going to use the voice on them if they don't shut it, though.
Yeah, and there may even be some options since this is a globally licensed figure for us as YouTubers. I spoke with John earlier about the Gandalf base because I really wanted to clarify what exactly was going on with that. And I don't really know who would have access to that, but he said that this is a completely different ball game from like anything previously because it is licensed. There is that potential. I want to be very clear, potential that they could offer review stock to some YouTubers. So not saying that we're on that list, but because this is something that they have a direct access to us in the United States, that would be something really cool. So I did kind of throw our name in that hat that if they were looking for people for consideration, that
just so we're clear, there's 4 of us that do reviews on this channel.
This isn't
so
the Manscaped,
4.
so
what the? As long as Dylan doesn't get one.
How dare you? That's a deep cut. He was so mad. I felt so bad. If I could give him mine, but it's all used and it's got my ball hair in it, but I don't think he wants it anymore.
It's a collector's item now.
Now this I was very upset about. Erwin has been missing out on a few streams, but who replaced Zach with the villain from Sonic? How dare you? How fucking dare you? This made me so fucking mad, and I'm so glad. Literally, like 10 minutes before the show started, John reached out to me, but this was solicited as an InArt product by 16 Kid. It's a base that it's just a generic rock base, but it is photographed with the InArt Gandalf the Grey. This one is $115, releasing April 2024, and I was really pissed because I felt like it felt like a DLC, right? Like you're releasing this figure from the rip. We were like, this base is really boring compared to the Joker and the Pennywise. Like, why is this such a bare bones base? And to see this, I got really upset. But they basically said, John said that this is a bonus item that they are able to sell, that other people are able to sell, but it's not made by InArt. It's not an InArt product. There are some people in China that make these dioramas for other figures, and that they basically purchase some stock to offer them to collectors through the use of like the rewards points that you get from ordering direct from InArt as an added service. So again, to clarify, as far as what John has told me, this is not like InArt's not producing this. They did not like ask some company to make these. They were made by another company, and InArt has purchased some stock, but you know, you can get them basically from anywhere. So and they even said that since this isn't technically a Lord of the Rings licensed product, it's just obviously just a rock, that they are going to look into seeing if they can offer it direct as well and possibly at a discount. So that is something that we can hope, because boy, $115 for a diorama base, that's expensive. It's real expensive. But I'm glad he messaged me, because I completely 180'd after he said that they were not the ones producing this. I was fucking pissed.
Yeah, this is Zach. I've seen you make bases like this with real rock for pennies on the dollar. $115 for this? No fucking way. Ain't no way, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go fucking get some rock, a hot glue gun, some fucking like speed paint for, you know, you're gonna spend a total of $30.
Hobby Lobby makes like really nice plaques. If you just sand them and prime them, they can
Bro,
really
go
nice.
to a fucking pet store and buy fake rocks for an aquarium.
I've done that, and it turns out really well.
It turns out great. Like $115 for this? What the fuck? No, there's no fucking shot. This is worth $115.
To clarify as well, the $115 price is the 16 kit price, so that includes the shipping. It's like basically the to your door price. Not that justifies it, but
no, it doesn't justify it at all.
Would you
Shipping this
guys
will cost
have been?
$15.
Would you have been more upset if they made them and then sent them to certain distributors and let the distributors decide how they got them?
Wow,
that sounds like something else.
That's better than doing $115 for a rock base.
At least everyone who wants it has a chance to get it.
Would you rather pay $115 for the little thing?
Detonator?
What's the little? What is it called? The detonator. To me, it's crazy though. I think both of you guys are exactly right. At $115, it's like 1/5 the price of the figure. Like, there's no way. Even if this is Polystone, like, there's no way.
I love what InArt's doing. I love the figures that I have from them. I'm sure I'm going to love the figures I have on order. But I have said it before, and I will say it again. There's no thought process at all, I don't think, with what's going on over there. And that's like just proven from Queen to InArt. They just they shoot from the hip and do things and see what happens.
Yeah, and to be very clear, they did not make this. This is a product that a third party company has made. So it's just someone took their figure, put it on there, and put it on a backdrop. This is not like an InArt release.
What's funnier
Zach,
is
go
Marco
ahead.
loves crap like this.
Yeah.
And he's gonna get it because he loves crap like this.
I do. So, all right. So a little bit of background here. So Kit has posted pictures of the box, and it's got InArt tape on it. So this whole is another company that produced it. It's weird. That's weird. That's suspicious. The Cardi B meme for sure. There's something really odd here going on. When this popped up, so I don't have the Gandalf. I have no plans to get the Gandalf. But Zach, you know I've been bothering Zach's Wonderland to create all types of weird rock bases for a while now, right? Like we've cooked up all types of rock bases. So when this popped up at 115, I was like, that's insanely overpriced. Here I am bitching about a Trooper at 265. But I was like, I want it. Like this, I love these diorama bases. Absolutely love them. I think they take, your figures to another level. Definitely overpriced, but it's something that I invested in. So I had a $10 coupon, so 105. Oh, let's see.
Okay. I just pulled this up on BBTS. You could look for 1/6 figure bases. This is a set of 4.
These are
There's some
dope.
rock ones. There's some
Zoom in a little
ground
bit.
one. I don't know how to zoom in.
Oh my God.
I want these now too. Damn.
Like for $60, you get 4. A little diorama base. There's some pavement, some tile. Like $60 for 4.
Send me this link. I'm going to get these too.
Like
so
you could literally look at how many figure bases are like this. I mean, that's
these are all 1/6 as well, Dean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish you hadn't shown me these. Like Eddie said, I do love these things.
Yeah, I mean, that's $100. It's not great, but like, yeah, it's $100
for a base. It's kind of crazy, but I do have a vision. I do have a vision for how they fit in my display. So Zach, you found the picture though, yeah?
I did.
In our tape.
Yeah, and I asked John. I was like, "So what's the deal with this?" Because, like I said, I'm just relaying the information I got from John. But this is the picture here. I will say that's not an InArt shipper box in the back. Which, again, this could just be this box in front of a stack of other boxes. Mm-hmm. And as well, it seems like products that come from InArt, they do have this tape on there. So if InArt's shipping Kit, if they bought 1,000 of these to resell and they're shipping Kit some, I could see them putting their tape on the box.
Yeah.
But again, that's like I said, that's suspicious.
Something weird.
But anyways, what if the company just made it and then InArt distributed for them?
Yeah, sounds like that might be the case, but Kit was kind of saying like he put this up like no, it's an InArt product.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Maybe he misrepresented it. Maybe he misunderstood. He's a stand-up gentleman, so I'm sure whatever he's selling is on the up and up. All that being
here's
said,
the thing.
my base is shipped already. Like this was a quick turnaround.
Oh wow!
It's already shipping, so we'll know what it looks like here soon.
Well, I think the big tell would be if there is an art box, what does that say on the art box, right? If it's like InArt AG accessory, like then
I'm fascinated by this. Like, okay,
just don't mix it up with any other rock bases because we don't need to email
Holy
Kit
shit.
that. Oh my God! I got
not me sending Kit a handful of rocks. Like, hey, is this what? Was this what you're supposed to send me here?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but again, Kit has. I wouldn't say that is the end all be all if Kit puts the title because. Again, I don't know. It's weird. I got Kit saying one thing. I got John, the marketing director, saying another thing. This is interesting. Who would have thought we'd have this much to say about a rock?
It's fascinating.
I will say,
for sure.
Do I need this? I don't know, but I don't want to see these pants, so I think I might skip on this. Highlight the worst part of the figure to me.
Triggered.
I am triggered.
I like his combat boots.
Does look pretty good actually, though. It's kind of annoying. Anyways, so I guess we'll clarify that next week. I thought I felt so good about that clarification. I didn't see that tape photo though. Let's see here.
Tapegate.
Yeah, Tapegate. There we go. Rockgate. Sideshow put out one new photo of Pennywise, and I feel like they're kind of taking the piss here. I think, you tease us one week, drop the pre-order, like, this is cool, don't get me wrong, but I don't know that we really need like a multi-week lead up to the pre-order drop. But felt like it was important to show you guys. We have a new photo of our dear Pennywise.
Dude, you're viewing it all wrong. That was the teaser. This is the trailer.
Oh.
And then we're gonna get the meat and potatoes.
I see.
Yeah.
This picture wasn't released with the other picture?
No,
I don't believe
it was
so.
just like his face. Like
it was like this, like looking through the little what is it? The little sewer thing.
Oh,
there was one of the photos, and then the other one was I don't know, it was last week. You think I remember this?
But perhaps this means they've got a lot of confidence in their product. Maybe they really have turned a corner. Maybe they're actually like, hey, we've got some really cool stuff to show off, and we're going to keep showing you how much we've improved.
Yeah,
So
maybe they
see
don't
it
want
as
to
a
blow their
positive
load
side.
too fast. They're edgy.
That's right. A little slow.
I think
And,
it's viewing is what they call it these days.
It's never mind. Like, it looks good. Like, the tailoring looks great. The materials look great. The fabrics, the little poofy balls. The head sculpt looks just as good as I thought it, what the photos suggested it was going to look like. So that's cool to see. But, like we said last time, it's a prototype. Prototypes always look pretty fucking good. So.
Oh, apparently there's a video. Let's look at the video.
Ooh.
Do you think that we do our homework here, Field of Burns 89, 83?
Yeah.
I will say there was 4 of us that missed that, but that does
Facebook's
follow me.
been down, all right. In our defense.
Facebook was down for like 3 hours today. It was ridiculous. And then I look on Twitter and it was this.
Safe.
Okay.
Well, thank you for saying that. I was gonna say gooning, but I didn't.
Oh my.
Hang on, here we go. So okay, I will say it's a 30-second video, so they're definitely.
It's called
gooning us
Dooning
right
now when you get your
It's when you get the
popcorn
popcorn bucket.
Dooning.
Get a little Kerrygold butter on there.
Holy shit.
There's no fucking way it looks as good.
that head sculpt is dope.
Yeah.
What do we think the chances are this comes out as good? I'm thinking 2080.
Less
Dude,
than
with
5%.
the teeth painted that good, I don't know, dude. That's
Bro, if this comes out this good, we're talking figure of the year.
I don't collect horror, and I want this.
Bro, I want. I think the hair should be a
want
little
this.
bit more red, but that's literally the only complaint that I have so far.
Is the balloon supposed to be transparent red though, Eddie?
Oh God.
That's the one
Oh,
thing.
also, I thought this boat was supposed
I'd
to
have
be
to check,
yellow.
sir.
Hang on, we gotta Google
think
this because
that's
I
in the
remember there was
new movie.
Boatgate. Is it?
Boatgate.
No, I called Boatgate and no one supported me there.
yeah. I thought the
Boat
new
from
movie had the
It.
yellow one.
I think you're right, Dean. I'm almost.
It was
certain that
definitely
you're
the
right.
Because in the original movie, he just makes it out of like a newspaper.
It's like a newspaper, yeah. Yeah, I think you're correct, Dean.
Imagine if they did a diorama like this of a street and some grass, you could charge $1,000 easily.
Dude, literally go on BBTS and just type in 16 spaces.
Look at that, those
Bro,
hands.
there's no fucking way.
Why does this have so much more accessories than the Beetlejuice, though?
Way more,
Why's my space bar? Damn, look at those balloons. Those look good.
Those do look good.
Oh,
Magnetic
I don't
base?
know. Oh, was it magnetic?
I don't. He
I thought
just
I saw
placed it on
crossbar.
there. Is that? But that's not a base, right? Maybe.
Oh my god, he did. Hang
Oh,
on,
I think he's standing on a base and they just put the base on.
Oh,
Let's
like
do-
I saw that little square.
Let's do slow mo here.
Oh, slow.
We're gonna slow it down.
Yeah, he's already standing on
Yeah,
a
he
base.
is.
That was the silliest shit we have ever done, and I fucking love everything about that.
I never thought to do that, and I'm going to use that all the time now.
Dude,
When I
put
rewatched
that,
the Sydney Sweeney
put that-
SNL episode.
Put that Savage Fenty commercial. That
Oh,
one girl
man.
telling me about the bra system. Put that on 0.25.
Good
Give me the
God.
Dune popcorn bucket, and I'll be in heaven.
That's
I will
it.
say I've never been more wrong in criticizing Marco for any opinion he's had than Sydney Sweeney.
Wow.
I think she made it
Yeah.
from like nowhere on my list to like top 3. She's like top.
Yeah, but he
she's
also
right
said-
behind Margot Robbie to me.
Wow,
Yeah, but he
she
also
jumped up
said
there.
that Ana de Armas was so ugly. She's
Yeah, I
cute.
know. It's like he's crazy. Sometimes he's blind. You don't know.
Wow.
Safeful says, CW budget went up with that slow-mo enhance. I want to remind you guys, you can increase our budget for 2024 by signing up at patreon.com/collectingweekly.
Oh my God, Sable, that was good, dude.
That was good. That might have been the most professional shit I've ever done. Honestly. Also, it says square stand is not included. It's like, fucking, what's included? The hexagon? Just put it on the hexagon in the video.
Probably. What a weird thing to put on there.
There is a...
Okay, I have zero hope now that they said square bay is not included.
There's a 40% chance I get this figure.
Considering you don't collect horror, that's pretty high.
There's a 40% chance I get this.
I'd say there's
I would
a 35%
never pre-order a
chance.
Sideshow figure. Though.
No. I will say one of my favorite figures is by Sideshow, but it's also the Batman, the classic.
Oh yeah, duh.
My favorite Boba Fett is by Hot Toys. Or by
Sideshow.
Sideshow.
Damn, they even gave you the fucking monster hands. That's cool.
And the production value on this video is great. Like, okay, Sideshow, keep it up.
Dude,
just make the figures good too.
This is what we want.
Right?
This is what we want. We don't want this fucking show me a dark fucking background and a dark fucking Batman and tell me you made some enhancements.
Yeah. Sideshow makes great promotional videos. Marco and I were saying that last week. Like,
yeah. Credit where credit's due. Their new talent roster, I guess. I noticed on Instagram and Twitter they have like this girl that does a lot of their videos. I think their production's very good. I just think it's kind of silly when they're like, here's the best 5 Iron Man. And it's like the ones that have been on clearance forever. It's like, bro, you're just trying to sell those last few units. Like, come on. Or they're like the top 5 figures from Star Wars. And it's like all the pre-orders that aren't even out yet. It's like, okay, like how, like we can't get these. Like, how will we know this?
Number 1 is the Snowtrooper from fucking
The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
No, their videos are fantastic. Whoever said that, I don't know. There was a comment that told us to check out the video, so thank you for that. But yeah, here we go. Field Burns 83. Yeah, that was when the world was shut down. We thought we were under attack by China on Super Tuesday. We had no idea what was going on.
The AI almost won. Not this time.
There we go. It was the fucking
John Connor came in.
It was the automatons, Dean. They were trying to shut down Super Earth.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
There we go. Topo is showing us an update. This is not for pre-order yet, but it's the Drifter. I believe I also saw attached to this that a sculpt is not included. I believe this is meant to be used with your Hot Toys sculpt, if I'm not mistaken, Marco.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Just like with the Christian Bale, Bruce Wayne body, or the figure set. Yeah.
If you get some black hands, it could also be Kanye West. So.
Wow, that's a good fucking
this is
joke.
This is a Kanye ass.
That's
outfit,
pretty
bro.
fucking good.
That's a solid fucking riff, dude. Eddie, whatever we're paying you, it's not enough.
What's more than 0? Just kidding. Niculio says no cap included as an L. Yeah, I would agree with that. See, but Draw the Line says, going back to that It figure, even if the figure only has a 10% drop in quality, it'll be incredible. Sideshow's paint usually drops about 30%. That's the thing, right? Like, Hot Toys can afford that 10%. But, bro, 30%? That's a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was getting the Batman and the bike, I would want this.
Oh,
I think
100%.
this, you got to get this to use that other head. Like, even if it's just for that. But I wonder if you'll be able, well, you won't be able to, right? The InArt head? Because InArt does the magnetize thing and it has weird pegs.
Putty.
Yeah, that's true. You find a way,
The
but
blue tie.
Yeah.
Because I
It's
don't
also good
like
for
Batman
repairing your
sculpt
stuff as well.
at all.
Wow,
Not the hair.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah, that was too deep of a cut.
That is a deep cut.
But I will say it's a different bike though, right, Eddie? Which doesn't bother me.
That is-
But you know, some
right.
folks
That
might
is
be like, well,
true.
it's a different bike. Honestly, though,
give you
I'm
this,
fine with
Marco.
taking this Drifter, putting it on that bike. That's totally fine with me because that's a badass combo. The outfit does look a bit like
It looks like a toddler.
disproportionate though, right? Like a little bit puffy. Like you said, Kanye. Like now I
I
can't
feel
unsee
like
that.
it
'cause
goes with that style of jacket, though. Like the bomber jacket.
He is very puffy in the movie because I remember when McFarlane teased their drifter, and I was like, this motherfucker's built like me, bro.
Goofy.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's how I look in a
Sick.
fucking jacket.
Holy shit.
I'm a fucking superhero.
Wow.
Wow.
But this looks good. Honestly, like, it doesn't look incredible, but it looks pretty good for an accessory for the bike.
I think the black and gray on the pants is too. I think it needs to be
Stark?
like the tones. Yeah, that's the perfect word. Stark. It needs to be more similar, I think, in color.
Yeah, when I first saw this picture, I was like, God damn, like that's for I thought this is like a fully licensed thing. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it
is this
does
like
have
an
that.
InArt that I've never seen before
Yeah.
or a new Hot Toys? Like I wasn't sure what I was looking at. But now that you said it's just a third party thing with a Hot Toys sculpt, that makes a little more sense because like the head is so good. But that being said, I think it looks great. The outfit looks well tailored. The materials look good. Sometimes like zippers don't scale properly, and they're like fucking huge. Like if they were on your body, they'd be like this big. Yeah, I like it. This is cool. I think if you're getting, even if you don't have the motorcycle and you just want to get the Batman to use the other sculpt, this is great. I like this a lot.
And Topo makes good stuff. I will say, Mr. Topo, if you're listening, just give us the sets that include the body, that everything's already on it. Like, that's what you did with the Bruce Wayne. Hopefully that's what you're doing here. Because I don't want to have to get a body and then dress it. And like that, I can't be bothered to do. But when it comes already stock and I just plug in the Hot Toys or InArt head sculpt, easy win all around. So I really like that service they're providing.
Well, yesterday, shout out Oilers Workshop came on our show and did a unboxing for the Zach, do you remember the name of the bodies? Mifa
or something? Mulu?
Mahara?
Molo?
Maha? I think it's Maha bodies.
Mean to or something? I don't know.
Those were only, what, $35 for the body?
Yes.
Insanely good price. So that could be cool to do. But you're not wrong, Marco. Sometimes dressing a figure body is very pain in the ass-y.
It's kind of stressful.
I think it just depends on how much this kit would cost, right?
Maha Studio.
Maha. Okay.
I think we could probably bet around 125-ish, if not a bit more.
If
Nicolio was saying it does come with the
That's not
body.
bad.
So
okay.
Field of Burns also
if
says
go on.
that you can use the InArt head, so that's good.
Okay.
That hasn't
How would
released, though,
they-
so how do they even know?
How would they know that? Yeah. Maybe they got the backdoor special.
Maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say at $115, $120, I would expect it to come with the body. So the fact that it does, okay, that's about right. So, yeah, this is a cool piece. I like it a lot.
There we go. Let's see here. Eddie, you have anything that we want to add, or anyone else before we move on? Nope. Awesome. Also, just as a very small aside, Topo, when you take a picture of the figure, don't look. Let me show you this. Because it kind of made me laugh. We always talk about like companies should do better. This kind of really made me laugh. Let me see. Look at. let me make this smaller because I think you need to really get the what I'm saying. This is how the picture was. Like, fucking scoot in 2 feet and take a better picture. I shouldn't have to be cropping this shit this much. But,
Are you taking it from across the room, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like across the room with Zoom. It's like, bro, do better. Anyways, get it or not, I'm very tempted by Paul, especially that we can get it from Collector Zone, or we have the option, right? We can pick and choose where we want to get things from. Very excited. So I would say I am very close to get it on Paul. The Drifter is really cool. I don't have a Batman on order yet. If I do get one, that would also certainly be an easy companion piece, even without the bike, because he does spend some of the movie just kind of putzing around in the outfit. So a 3D printed hat, or even just a fabric one, I'm sure they're out there. So yeah, those are the get it's, or close to get it's for me.
Yeah, the Paul Atreides for sure is most likely a get. It'll be my first InArt. The Batman Drifter, probably not. I do want a Batman, but if I want a Batman, I want Batman. I don't really care about using the other sculpt anywhere else, but Pennywise, no, I'm not a horror guy, even though it looks good. What else did we talk about?
The Super Commando.
Super Commando has a pass, unless I find one real cheap. Yeah, those are mine.
Well, the Super Commando for me was get it because I ordered that already, and then I'm gonna pull a Marco on the Pennywise and the Paul Atreides. Those I could see myself getting, but as of right now, I'm not getting them. So that might change.
So it's okay to, still be deciding. It's all right.
Apparently, it's not okay. So.
Yeah. You got to know right on the spot.
Nothing is okay.
That's right.
I'm writing this down.
Nothing
I'm
is...
going to call you on it a year later.
Wow.
Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, nothing is okay, by the way. But yeah, I think the Paul for sure, especially after my Dune 1 rewatch, especially after seeing 2, I'm all in on Paul. I'm hopefully at a reasonable price there. It's all relative, reasonable. The rock base for sure, not at a reasonable price, but I'm in on that one. And then I think that Drifter, because, okay, guys, I do have a problem when it comes to Batman properties. I am planning to get 3 Batmen. So 2 InArts and a Hot Toys 1. So I'm gonna have some extra heads.
Why?
I like the design. So you can get everything, you just can't get you can get anything, you just can't get everything, and there's gonna be some opportunity cost.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was like.
She does not, and I hope that she doesn't ever know. I'll just keep one in rotation. Just like
she watches, so
you never know. She could be watching right now.
Gigi, I just want to let you know I'm Team Gigi on this one. Yeah, he's going to have 17 Jokers and 14 Batmans. It's going to be...
What a beautiful collection.
I mean, I have 40 great Gandalfs. Who am I to talk?
I'm saying.
You know what? Maybe you're onto something, Marco. I like that design, too. Six Gun says, I'll hook you up with the Hot Toys, the Batman, once InArt gets here, Zach. Dude, please. Please, God. I want a Batman so bad. I have the figures, and I love it. Danny Lee says he's hashtag Team Pancake. I think we're all Team Pancake, nice. I think, at one point or another. Let's see. For Collector Zone... I want to wait to confirm this discount. They said it should be good, but I didn't want to edit this photo until I 1000% was sure, but they said that this should still be good for the Paul, but we'll confirm that next week. But you get 15% off all in-stock and full pay pre-orders with code CW. Again, that's just the letters CW from our friends at Collector Zone. They're doing some really cool stuff. They got their Statue Con in July. Marcos was trying to get me to go, but I'm like, bro, I got 2 home improvement stuffs going on right now. My budget is all over the place. Maybe next year. But yeah, they're great people. They support all of us. I think at one point or another, all of us have benefited from a giveaway that they've done. And Marcos is a great guy, does a lot of cool stuff for the charities in his local community. And he's just a really good guy. So be sure to check them out at collectorzone.com. Today's episode 309 topic is pricing repaints. And Marco, this was your topic, so I'm going to let you lead us off. I have some links here that we can scroll between, but as the man of the hour, tell us what we got.
Yeah, so this conversation comes up a lot on whether something's a repaint, whether we can constitute it as like a brand new figure, a brand new design, even if they've reused some parts. And so that's one thing that I always struggle with, right? Because when this Super Commando popped up, I'm like, to me, that's a repaint. I'm sorry, you could say newly developed all you want, but that is a repaint from what I'm seeing. Yeah, there's some new bells and whistles, but you talk about this Death Watch Mandalorian. And I'm seeing a whole lot of similarities. Now, you may say, okay, the shoulder armor is different. This and that is different. But it seems like it's kind of mix and match from other things that they've released. Again, that's fine because I just said I'm getting 3 Batmen. So, there's no judgment if someone wants to go and troop build or collect figures that are all very similar. But I'm just of the opinion that if they're going to be reusing parts, and this applies to Hot Toys and other companies, I feel like it should be passed down to the consumer a little bit of a discount. Like, let's all acknowledge, hey, this isn't a brand new design. We are reusing some parts here. This is, a repaint of what we had existing. So we're going to bake that into the price so you can go ahead and troop build it. This Spider-Man is especially egregious, but I just want to open it up to you guys and say, for this Spider-Man, do you consider this a repaint or is this a brand new design? Because I see this and I'm like, they've used a lot of Spider-Man tech from other Spider-Men to get to $340. But what do you guys think?
I think that now I will preface what I'm about to say with I did buy this Spider-Man, and I know I should not have, but it was a figure that I could not miss. So again, a lot of times we give our opinion. Sometimes you just gotta buy it though, right? Like if there's a banger Cloud figure or a banger VF1J, Dean is likely gonna buy it, right? There's just some things that you just gotta get.
A Joker.
Now, a Joker or 10. I did buy this figure. I do not think it is worth the price of admission. I think it's probably about $70 too expensive, maybe $60. I do think that there are design elements that they've gotten from other figures. So you have the web wings, you have obviously the magnetic eyes. The suit, I don't really know a lot about fabric patterning, so I'm not certain that it is a pattern that we've seen before. And the base is very different from any that we've seen. They also included like the minifigure Goblin, which don't think that really contributes tremendously to the price, but it is something that is extra work to do. I would personally not consider this a repaint or a remake, to be honest. I think, when you make a Spider-Man figure, there's certain things you have to have. You have to have flipping hands, you have to have interchangeable eyes, you have to have web effects, and if you're doing a classic Spider-Man, you have to have web wings. So I guess you could kind of say the same thing about like a lot of Darth Vaders, right? Like they have the chest box and the belt boxes, which are very consistent between designs. I think the cod pieces and the shoulder armors does change, as does the helmets, but I think those are all essential to the recipe of making a Vader. So I think it's interesting when you talk about it. Like I am with you on the Mando, the Death Watch rather, and the Super Commando rather. 100% on your side on that one. I think the Spider-Man is a little different. And I think some other examples that we had as well, the Zombie Hunter Spidey, which I think they did revisit very quickly the base design with the, what is that version? It was the D3 or the
D23.
D23, the Churro, yeah.
Churro Spider-Man.
Because that is the same suit, but it is the...
Fabric.
It's the fabric version. I actually just got this Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, and I've been meaning to unbox it on the channel. I just haven't had time to, and it's really not that cool of a figure. So, but again, I would say those two figures together, I think you could certainly make that argument. You also had the upgraded suit, which I would imagine a lot of the patterning is pretty similar between this and the blue and red suit. But again, I haven't really seen them side by side to confirm that.
Very different.
Oh, are they? Okay, so then there's that. So perhaps not that. And then this one I think where you make your best argument here. But tell me about this Nightmare Batman and Superman 2-pack.
Yeah, so this is kind of an interesting one to me in that the Superman, almost 100% a repaint. Well, 100% is a repaint. That doesn't take away from the figure because I love it. Like, always wanted a black and silver Superman, so I think an incredible design. When it comes to the Nightmare Batman, I think that's a repaint as well with, some new odds and ends. They took the BVS Batman and put a coat over him and gave him goggles. They've reused parts. So I'm sorry, that shouldn't cost as much as the BVS in my opinion. You've maybe had to newly design some odds and ends, but you've got most of the figure already there. So it's just one of those that's the way that I look at it. But other folks may be like, no, it's a completely new figure. You're tripping. They had to do a lot of work to get it to where it was.
I don't agree that they're repaints. I don't think any of these are repaints. Marco didn't start off with Legends, so he doesn't know what a true repaint is. I honestly only
true repaint, bro.
I honestly
That's a true repaint. I'm gonna give you this
only think Hot Toys. I would only consider the Neon Tech Iron Man and like the Chrome Stormtroopers and those kind of things repaints where it's a legit.
Or like the Mark 2021 and the Mark 7, it's the same same armor, it's just different paint apps.
Yeah, but even that, I wouldn't consider that a repaint because that's a different suit of armor that they used. It's not like
where like a gimmick.
It's not like a Neon Tech where that wasn't in the movie. That's a gimmick. Yeah, they
I see what you're
saying. They repainted those. I would consider repaints. These they may not be significantly different. There's reuse would be a better word if there's a lot of reuse. Yeah, but I still like. Okay, take this one for example. 240. If you compare that to the Super Commando, and you add the different helmet, and what they say is a different,
it's almost all different.
Then
not even the knee pads are the same.
That $25 isn't a big jump. That's not a big jump. If you think about having to get those accessories to, say you bought this and had to repaint this and get that helmet to make it, you would spend more than $25 to do that stuff.
But the R&D for it, okay, I get what you're saying, right? It's different pieces, but we don't know for sure that those other components that they've swapped out are not from other figures. I can't say, but the R&D has already been predominantly done on this base one. To do an iteration of it, I don't think takes that much more effort. I don't make figures, I can't say, but this is just kind of where my brain goes to.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Super Commando and this Deathwatch Mandalorian almost have nothing in common. Maybe the gauntlets.
That's insane. That's insane to hear, for me to hear you say, because to me it seems so similar.
They're every piece of armor is different. The neck armor is different. The shoulder armor is different. He doesn't even have thigh armor. The knee pads are different. Everything is different except pieces, maybe the gauntlets.
I will say I tried to tell him this
to create. Zach can make them on a 3D printer.
Okay,
right?
you fucking guy. They're not easy to make.
You have to be very careful when you go and talk about a Star Wars figure, saying that this is a reuse. This is just a repaint, because the armors are so subtly different that a Star Wars fan will get on there and be like, "You're wrong."
Yeah.
Can we?
It's not even subtly different. They're completely different.
I think we're focused on the wrong stuff though, right? Because all these odds and ends. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
I know what you're saying. You're saying the R&D is already done on those parts from other figures, which is true, but that doesn't make it a repaint of this figure, because this figure is totally different. It's completely different.
For sure. This is just one example of where they've taken inspiration.
Yeah, because now you could make the argument that this is a repaint of
multiple
regular
figures.
Mando, like Chrome Mando.
Boba Fett
because this
type
armor
helmet.
is based on the Mandalorian armor. The Deathwatch Mando is based more along like Boba Fett's armor.
Yeah.
So that's where your argument falls apart. This is not a repaint of, or the Deathwatch Super Commando is not a repaint of this guy.
You wouldn't say that even just with that helmet versus this one, that's not worth $25? You wouldn't say that?
No, you made a good point. To do all that work would definitely cost you more than $25.
I don't know if that's the best way to like decide price though.
Oh yeah. Also, like, I mean, if you really want to get into the nitty gritty, all these figures use the same bodies.
That is true.
There you go. That's a good.
It's like, okay, this one has some padding around the waist or the shoulders, but it's the same fucking body. So like, you could get real nitty gritty with it if you want to, and we'll be here for fucking 10 episodes talking about all that shit.
Well, we need topics, so this might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, but like, you're both not wrong.
Yeah, I would say though that the argument of like it would cost you more to make it is a weird one though, because like, for example, for Hot Toys to make that little gun that they're excluding from the regular Batman, probably $1 pennies, right? Like for them to, 10,000, however many they made. If you're buying it from me, it's $30, right? Because it takes me time. I have to print it. I have to clean it. I have to prime it. It's not like I just push a button and there's 10,000 of them ready for me. So like the hobbyist level is not the same level as like Hot Toys doing this in the quantity that they're doing it.
Yeah, economies of scale.
Yeah, so I think that's perhaps I would just put a small asterisk on what you guys are saying.
But
I
would only be able to get it from a hobbyist.
Exactly. You're correct. Yeah, that's true. At that point, if Hot Toys doesn't do it,
but
then you can make the
has
argument that
sculpted it already. Zach,
yeah,
you're a talented guy, but are you sitting there modeling Batman guns? No,
not
someone
that
already did it.
Intricate, yeah. I do like some very basic modeling, but there are people that can do that. I can't. Right. I will say though, I think Hot Toys needs to get back to the golden age, Marco, of repaints. We gotta fucking bring back the creative shit like this, bro. The Porcelain Trooper.
Yeah, that is a repaint.
This
100%.
shit, this is a repaint. But I'm telling you, we need to do cool shit like this, bro. Not this fucking
This is
neon
the shit
tech.
that would piss me off.
Dude, I've seen there's a photo. It's been years since I've seen it, but someone had one of these with like, you know, the the traditional porcelain on a shelf. It looked fucking awesome. It looks so fucking cool. This is like my all-time Grail Hot Toys. I think I've only ever seen maybe 2 for sale. It's so cool. I don't think I could afford it, but it's a beautiful
dope,
figure.
honestly.
Yeah. It's a beautiful figure.
Yeah, they did this one, the gold one,
The chocolate gold,
chocolate brown one,
the brown,
and then they recently
bronze.
did the clone trooper.
Yeah.
So we have seen it recently. That is cool.
No, but I'm talking like this is effort. Like, not saying that the
Yeah.
gold chrome isn't, but like this is fucking awesome. I think it's very cool. And even like they integrate like the Imperial logo. Like, it's clever, right? You're integrating like the Imperial logo into like the, you know, I don't know what you like, the traditional China pattern.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking cool. I could honestly stare at this for like hours. So, and then you
Dude,
got the
yeah,
fucking walker in the back, bro.
That's cool.
That's so sick.
This is like my all-time Hot Toys Grail.
And I just want to call out my hypocrisy again, because I come from the sneaker world. You know, Jordans, they do brand new colorways of like literally the same mold. You've got the same shoe, you just did it in a different color, and those prices keep creeping up. So it's not something that's just exclusive to figures, but it just always is one of those things, like when I see very obviously reused parts and the prices creep up, it doesn't make me feel good. And it's just, maybe it's just a fact of life, but it's just something that's always in the back of my mind. Like, you just use that mold from this, and now it's $35 more expensive or $25 more expensive.
This was purely an Ahsoka Clone Wars thing that pissed Marco off. I think if it wasn't Ahsoka Clone Wars, he wouldn't have an issue with this figure.
It didn't piss me off at all, honestly, because like I said, I think it's a cool figure. I think that the Super Commando may have a place next to one of my malls in the collection in the future, but it's just, I can't shake that feeling like this. I can kind of see behind the code. It's like, okay, this was borrowed from here, this was borrowed from here. It's just, something that I can't shake personally.
Yeah.
Can you guys check private chat, please?
It's kind of like the argument I make all the time with HasLab, where they're like, "Oh, we want to make this thing, but you people need to fucking bankroll it," and then they show like a working prototype, and it's like, "But you've already done all the R&D, so what exactly am I bankrolling here? You just need to create the molds and make the fucking thing. Like, it's right. I'm staring at it like." So I understand where you're coming from, Marco.
Yeah.
It's a good example. Yeah.
Let's There we go. Let's open up that junk drawer, Dean. I think it's time to dig in and see what we got. With a new sticker for next month. Actually, one thing for next week, just that you guys can be ready for. Eddie had a really great idea. We're going to give it a run, so we'll probably be doing a little less discussion next week. It'll be a little bit more free flow. Excited to see how that goes for the back half of the show. But we'll be doing Junk Drawer next week. And this week in the Junk Drawer, we have Tron 3. We get our first look at, I believe this is Jared Leto's character from the Tron 3 film. I believe his name is Ares. Let me just double check that. Yep, Ares.
God of War.
Yeah, black and red. Looks pretty sick. This film is starring Jared Leto and Evan Peters. Not a ton of information is out there about it. It also actually has Cameron Monaghan, the guy that plays Cal Kestis. So very cool. And I love me some Evan Peters. Definitely excited to see where this goes. Big fan of Tron Legacy. Hopefully Daft Punk gets the score again. Would be incredible. But yeah, definitely excited that they're making a Tron 3. Dean, is this one that you're going to go see in theaters?
Possibly. If Daft Punk's doing the score again, of course, but they did retire, so I don't know.
They did retire, you're right.
Is this like a direct sequel? Because you just named people that weren't in Tron Legacy, so...
No Olivia Wilde? Come on.
No Olivia Wilde, or what's his face? Sam...
So this film is coming out in 2025. It was announced October 2010.
This is the first time I'm seeing it. You fucking blew my mind just now. It's like, what?
It's had a lot of drama in the pre-filming.
I can't wait to hear all the stories about how weird Jared Leto was on set and the weird shit he was leaving his co-stars.
He mailed me a bunch of RAM.
Wow. That's actually fucking funny, Dean. That's
Or a
pretty
bunch
good,
of mice.
Oh my god.
The computer mouse.
You had it at the first one. I don't think you got it on the second one, but that was both were good. That's actually
Mice
the mouse
would be made more sense. Though,
if you said it first though, because you're the rat. For the
you're not wrong.
Hang on, let's do that again. Just start it for the top.
Oh,
come on! I could have clicked it. Anyways.
You really want me to do it?
No, it's okay. I moved on.
He emailed me a bunch of.
Emailed?
Yeah,
that's even better.
That's even funnier.
Wow, that's actually pretty good. Anyways, anyone else want to take a crack at this? We have just a few more things.
I'm not.
What was the name of the last
Tron fan? So.
Tron Legacy.
Tron Legacy. I think that was like a really fun film. Honestly,
I fucking love that movie.
I saw it in 3D too.
For
movie
of the week,
40,
and I only watched like 30 minutes of it.
What? Really?
You blew it.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's up, Brenton?
Yeah, Tron Legacy's cool. If this isn't called Tron 3.0, I'll be upset.
Don't give Hot Toys any ideas.
If it's called Tron,
they're like, bro, 3.0
Rebirth.
Yeah,
or something.
right.
You're telling me this is a possibility?
Yeah, right. The only thing I've seen about this is potentially some of the Tron characters get out into the real world, which sounds less appealing because I kind of like that.
That's how Tron Legacy ended.
World. Well, okay, so maybe it's a continuation of that, but I want it to be contained within the Tron world. It's way more interesting to me.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like that's the cool part of watching Tron is it takes place in Tron.
It's called Tron
down
3D.
the streets.
Yeah, down the street.
It's like Jared Leto struggling to pay rent because he has
Yeah.
no fucking social security.
Jared Leto
number.
fucking getting his card declined at Walmart, and he's like, what?
He's like fucking trilling into the system.
Yeah, no, this. Yeah, I'm curious to see if it's like a direct sequel or like 10 years later. I don't know. How long has that been? It's been a long time since Tron Legacy, yeah?
2010, I think.
Fuck. No, there's no way. Oh, fuck, you might be right.
2010, yeah.
God
Yeah, I remember I saw it senior year. Tron Legacy's fucking dope.
So this was announced, or this was
Back
like
in
supposed to be a thing when that movie came out, and then it's 15 years later.
And then they went on writer's strike, and it's,
Jeez.
Yeah. It was announced October 2010, and then it was scrapped, and then they wanted to do a reboot, and then I don't know. It was filming was.
They kept waiting to get new video cards in, and they wouldn't fit, so they took the fans off.
Oh, dude, that almost happened to me today. Let's see here. Next up in the junk drawer, we have Dune 2 grossing 178.5 million of them things at the worldwide box office in its opening weekend. Very, very interesting career by director Denis. What's his name?
Denis Villeneuve? Is that how you say it?
Yeah. He's got some bangers under his belt. He's got fucking Blade Runner. He's got, what is it, Sicario.
He makes a lot of beautiful films that don't make any money, right?
This movie made Dune made a lot of money.
Finally, he's got one.
Wow.
Do you think
Blade
that
Runner not make a lot of money? I feel like it did.
No, it didn't.
No,
it was
it
a huge
didn't.
disappointment. It's such a great film too.
What? That movie is fucking incredible.
Yeah,
Man, people
it's
are
incredible.
dumb, dude.
Did you see it in the theater, Dean?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Multiple times.
Hell yeah.
I have not seen this yet. That being said, I've heard a lot of good fucking things about it.
Bro.
Some guy made a TikTok where he's like, oh, you guys just saw Dune? And he's talking to himself as other characters like, yeah, man, it's the Empire Strikes Back of our generation. I think it's better than Godfather. And he's like, there's no fucking way. And it cuts and he's like walking out of the theater and he's like, you thought this was as shitty as Godfather? Because it's so good. Like, I was like, damn, that's pretty high praise that considering at the Empire Strikes Back of this generation, like a sequel that's arguably better than the movie that preceded it. That's high praise. So it's got me pretty pumped. And as much as I've come to appreciate the first movie after having seen it in theaters, yeah, I gotta see this. So
You see what Charlie the Unicorn said?
Oh, it's not that great.
So that's two people I've heard say that.
It's definitely not for everyone. It's like very.
I hate.
Yeah, it's definitely not for everyone. It's for the Andor crowd for sure, Eddie.
down.
So maybe just
For the Andor crowd, I'm out.
I'm joking.
No, I heard that. So I liked the first Dune. I think I argued for it too much because it is everybody's complaints that it was slow, and those are all valid complaints. And I argued too much for it, but I liked it a lot. The only thing that I thought would make it way better is if the action was ramped up to 10, you know? And I heard that in this one the action is a 10. So is it high action?
It is high action for sure.
Okay, hell yeah.
And I will say, like, I almost missed the plotting nature of the first one because so much happens in the second one. It's almost like I need to see it again because it's pretty intense.
That's how the book is, right? Like it's
they had a lot of
it's a ton of, it's like Game of Thrones, right? Like you go through fucking 5 seasons of setup and then it's like fucking boom, boom, boom all at once.
Do you guys know if, like, historically, is it rare for a movie to make more its second weekend than the first weekend? Or
it depends on how the releases are staggered. Like some movies come out months in one area and then it's not till like months later they hit the second area, or like, you know, more global release. I don't know what the case is for Dune, but I believe they're all fairly concurrent because they just did like the US premiere, then they went overseas and did a premiere, and Zendaya was wearing all kind of weird outfits. But
I feel like this one has a good chance to make more this weekend than it did last weekend, because I feel like a lot of people were holding off on watching it because they didn't love Dune 1, or because it was slow or whatever. And I feel like all the praise that people are giving this, I feel like this weekend is going to be a big hit.
Yeah, or people like Marco, it's like I feel like I need to see it again.
Yeah, I always feel like I need to see things twice anyway.
Yeah. It's so dense. It definitely is one that would take some repeat viewings, I think, to fully appreciate. I did see it in IMAX 70mm, and I guess the process that they got the film on the 70mm film is like way different than what like Christopher Nolan does or other photographers or other filmmakers, basically. But yeah, it's just like an incredible. Okay, let me take a step back. A really, really well-made movie. I'm a huge fan of this director, and I hope that he gets to make many more films. And I think that people are responding to, like, give a creative filmmaker room to make his vision, and people are going to go see it, right? Like we saw that with Nolan, we saw that with Barbie. It's like we don't want this cookie cutter Madam Web bullshit. Like, give us some creative vision, whether you appreciate it or not. I didn't love Barbie, but it was like that was that person's vision from start to finish. I loved Oppenheimer. That was Christopher Nolan's vision from start to finish. That's what people want to see more of.
Beautiful.
What was I gonna say? There's gonna be a third one, right? Or is that, I don't know if that's spoilers, but I thought
he said
yeah, Dune Messiah, I think it was.
That's the one.
Yeah, but I think they said that this was a tweet, but I don't know how official it was. But I think they were saying that if he was up for it, they really want to go deep with this, and there are a ton of Dune books. So,
okay,
yeah. So this could be.
Doesn't he become
I believe
a
after
space worm?
No, that's his son, Duke Leto the second, because he has Duke Leto the first and Duke Leto the second. Anyways, so I think after the third
Jared
film,
Leto's dad. Before Tron or after?
It's obviously after, because after the AI was destroyed, of course.
So Jared Leto's their grandma.
Oh, apparently Charlie says DV is only making 3 movies. Okay, well. Hopefully he makes the next one in 1 movie instead of 2. So
it's a shorter book that could be made in 1 film, is what I heard.
There you go. Superman Legacy. We have a tease from James Gunn. This was posted on February 29th, which coincidentally was Superman's birthday. James Gunn wrote on Instagram, "When I finished the first draft of the script, I called the film Superman Legacy. By the time I locked the final draft, it was clear the title was Superman, Making Our Way to You, July 2025. So we have a ways to go. There was a leaked image of a potential costume, but that costume did not match this logo. I think a lot of people were saying it was an AI generated image, just based on some of the artifacting that it had.
It was fake, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't.
I think he did.
This
post...
is.
Oh, I could have swore he did post the actual costume though. After that.
Oh really? I can look. I didn't see that in the. Let's see.
I
Twitter,
thought David
James Gunn.
Cornsweat did, but maybe James Gunn did.
I can look it up.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I didn't see that posted anywhere in the groups, but I will look right now.
I don't like the way that this logo looks, if I'm being honest. It doesn't look like an S to me. It looks more like a
diamonds.
No, like the non-smoking symbol, like just the line across. That's what it looks like to me. Because here, zoomed in, it looks better. It looks more like an S, but when it's zoomed out, it just looks like a line across. It doesn't look like an S because the red on the outside is so thin that it looks more like a border than the S. So that's the only complaint I have. I think at least in those leaked images, if they're not real, I think the guy looks really good in the suit.
They're saying it's based off the Kingdom Come Superman, where it's like it's like the outline of the diamond,
just
like only the middle of the S is like part of it. I don't know how I feel about this. I was perfectly content, which is saying a lot because I'm not a DC fan and I'm really not a Superman fan. I really liked Henry Cavill. He made me kind of like tolerate the character. And I know I'm obviously not the target audience. But yeah, getting rid of Cavill and starting over from scratch after waiting to all those awful movies, and it's like you're finally getting somewhat watchable, and it's like, okay, I could kind of see where they're going, like, let's do this. And then they're like, no, we're just going to restart. It's like, oh, God. You owe me a lot of fucking money for going to see your fucking movies then, because what the fuck? It's just kind of a slap in the face, I feel like, like restarting the DC.
I don't have a
It's
lot
like,
of
was
hopes.
Peacemaker that good of a show to fucking
Dude,
restart?
that's what
fucking good.
That's what I'm saying.
It is
Everybody
a good show.
loves James Gunn, and I'm like, bro, he has Peacemaker and Guardians 1. Guardians 2 and 3 are not as groundbreaking as Guardians 1. And Peacemaker, yes, was really good. It's not enough to let this guy run all of DC.
Yeah, I'm with you. I did like Guardians 2. Guardians 3 was the best things after Endgame, anyway. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. It's like, I guess, like, it just like I said, it's like disappointing because it's like I've already invested so much time and energy into all this other shit, and you're just saying like, JK, you know what I mean? It's hard to get excited about it.
Yeah, it's probably for the best though, right? Like the other properties come with so much baggage that it's almost better to just scrap it. Let's start fresh. Now, we don't really know, like he's kind of said, like, oh, this character will continue, Blue Beetle will continue, and Peacemaker will continue, but then other things won't. So it feels kind of piecemeal, but I got to give him a few films in his vision, in his universe before I can make a full judgment, in my opinion. But yeah, like this looks different enough from what I've seen on film that why not? Like it's got me excited. I think, yeah, there's potential to really launch something that's really competitive to Marvel, because DC was different, but it was never felt like it was ever reaching those highs that the MCU reached. And so it'd be great to see James Gunn, have a cohesive plan to get to some big event Justice League film. If he can get there, then I feel like he would have succeeded and everyone will be singing his praises. But until then, he's got to prove to everyone that he's going to be able to pull it off, which is no easy feat. No one else has done it except for Marvel.
My worry is that he's too heavily focused on side characters, when I get that we've had so much DC that Batman, Superman are already such established characters that maybe some people were like, no, we don't need to establish these characters anymore. But still, I don't think you can have a thriving universe based off of Blue Beetle, Peacemaker, and these side characters. Like, I've heard that he wants to really emphasize Lois Lane in this movie, and I'm like, it's like, is Lois Lane a big enough? It's a Superman movie. I'm just worried that he's gonna James Gunn it, which is kind of like Taika Waititi doing that with Thor. Like, I'm worried that he's gonna he's got it in his head that he's this weird, crazy, like, new idea director that he, like, because he's been built up to be this with Guardians, and I'm like, dude, Guardians didn't make MCU thrive. Like, the main characters did that. Yes, when Guardians was added, that helped a lot, but even in they're not the biggest part of Infinity War. They're not the biggest part of Endgame. Like, they're good. They're not what keeps that universe going, and that's what worries me about him.
But he's literally leading off with a Superman film.
If it's a Superman film. It has Superman in the title.
Okay.
It's like the Netflix Scott Pilgrim show. Scott's like barely in it. It's like doesn't have anything to do with Scott.
There's
Pilgrim.
a lot of other
Why'd you name it
characters
that?
other than Superman in this film. You have Green Lantern, you have Supergirl, are just two. Like, I'm worried, man. That's all I'm saying is I'm worried.
Okay, that's fair to be skeptical, I think, and he will have a lot to prove to a lot of us for sure.
Look, we got Ben Thomas chiming in. At least James Gunn has read a comic book, unlike the last folks who ran DC. And
which ones did he read?
And current folks at Marvel who've all like, I never read. It's like, Can you stop saying that about fucking shit you're writing for people who fucking love these characters for 30 plus years? Please and thank you.
Yeah, it also depends what era he read the book. If he's reading current stuff, that just makes it so much worse.
Yeah, it's like not Clark Kent, it's his son.
I will say, if he was sweet on the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker as characters that he loved, then it's fair to say that his knowledge probably stretches back pretty far.
It's like, hey, remember that ragtag group of superheroes you threw together for Marvel? Can you do that with DC? And they just gave him Suicide Squad, which is like, it's, yeah.
Did you guys like Suicide Squad 2?
No.
Thank you.
It was pretty decent.
I thought it was
wasn't
okay.
Incredible, but it was pretty good. But it was no Peacemaker, that's for sure.
It was better than Suicide Squad 1. That movie fucking sucked. I thought that movie ended like 3 times. It just kept fucking going.
It's not a good film, but I still have fun with it.
I didn't have fun at all. Let's we're almost at the end. We just got 2 little bits of junk in the junk drawer. We have details on the canceled Star Wars Bounty Hunter game. You would have played as a Mandalorian, not Din Djarin, which I think was a mistake, but guess doesn't matter. Pursued bounties across the galaxy. Very fast-paced combat due to the jetpack. The main enemies were various kinds of stormtroopers, boss-like enemies including fighting AT-ATs and AT-STs, and not open world. We also have a tweet from Culture Crave that Knights of the Old Republic remake is still in development. So,
please, for the love of God, cancel it.
Yeah, just let me have the old game, upscale it, don't change anything.
Yeah.
Be right.
This canceled Bounty Hunter game. This sounds exactly like the Fallen Order and what's the other one called?
Jedi
Survivor. Not open world, bosses like AT-ATs, ST-STs, stormtroopers. You're fighting stormtroopers. Only you get a jetpack instead of lightsabers. Like, thanks,
Bro,
I guess.
You wouldn't be in for that? Those games are incredible. But as a Mandalorian, come on.
It's an EA game, honestly. I think this is a net positive for Star Wars. Yeah, it's I just don't like EA. I think Jedi Survivor was not as good as Fallen Order for sure. That story was all over the place and janky and just not great. And it was buggy as shit, even on PC. Frame rate drops, fucking glitching, and fucking flying through the map and shit. I just don't have any faith in EA anymore. I think Fallen Order was like I don't know, like a once in a fucking million shot at working, and it did. And as far as the Knights of the Old Republic, I've heard nothing but negative shit coming out about it, so I'm just like, yeah, I'm with Zach. Just do a fucking remaster and leave it alone.
I will say the good thing.
What was that last week? It's so hard to get excited about anything Star Wars anymore. It's like, just fucking let it die, please.
There's a lot of apathy. I guess with all properties right now, like that's just common. Star Wars, DC, Marvel. There's just everyone's apathetic. Everyone's just like, okay, we want some good films. We want some bangers from these properties. We want some good games from them. I will say the good thing is I don't believe in EA either, but at least Disney has diversified and given the licenses to lots of different companies. So like Star Wars Outlaws looks like it's going to be pretty sweet actually. So if we were just relying on EA to make these games,
that has the potential. It looks like it could be fun. So we'll see. It's hard to get excited.
Yeah,
what does it mean when it says played as Mandalorian, not Din Djarin? Aren't they the
Like,
same person?
A Mandalorian,
Well, no, a
not the
Mandalorian is like the
Oh.
culture. Yeah.
So not that version of Mandalorian.
I thought you were a Star Wars
not
fan,
that it's not Din Djarin, but it is a Mandalorian.
It's confusing because they put Din Djarin in the picture.
Mandalorian
It's-
is like Din Djarin, I guess you would say, but a Mandalorian would be like Boba Fett, or I guess technically no.
Also,
But you know what I
It'd be
mean.
really cool if you could be your own character and then make your own
bro.
armor.
Make your own armor? Come on. That would be
sick.
so fucking sick.
That's another thing that kind of irks me. And I guess they kind of answered it in the Mandalorian show, but like Mandalorians aren't bounty hunters. Boba Fett and Jango Fett were like the only ones that were, or not the only ones, but it's not like it was like their culture. And now it's like every bounty hunter is a Mandalorian. Like, come on, like have some original ideas, please. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you? What I'm saying?
It does. They got to stop copying shit and just like, let's get some creative
it's like,
ideas
we're
that are
gonna
not
do-
carbon copies.
Like the Mandalorian show about a Mandalorian bounty hunter, it should have just been Boba Fett, because he was a bounty hunter already.
And they could
But
have
they
made him
made their
cool.
own fucking
Yeah.
thing, which is fine. Din Djarin's a fine enough character, but it's like, why do you have to be a bounty hunter? It's just like, I don't know. I'm sorry, everybody.
Dean's
listening
like,
is
I'm just
probably
gonna go.
Why is he so negative? I was just like, oh.
He's depressed. What can we say?
You good, bro?
He loves it so much.
I do, and I just like breaks my heart.
You're a real fan. You're not a real fan until you start hating this stuff. You know, when you love it, then you're interested. When you
Man, we have
start
some
hating
we have
it-
some real fans out there in the
That's right.
Just kidding.
And it's not like,
That's true.
look, and you guys know I sit here every week, and when the shows come out, I'm there watching them with you. Like, it's not that I don't give this stuff a chance. I do. I still watch it, and it's just like every time I'm just like, yeah, that's about what I expected.
I think we're all feeling that though, Dean, and a lot of folks in the community as well. Maybe minus Usb, who loves everything, where it's like just the quality is not as to the level that we want it. We definitely need some direction and some bangers. Let's get this thing going.
Yeah. Dean, if you had like you could design a game, what type of game would you want for Star Wars?
Well, it's tough, dude, because there's honestly like a good fucking like do some smuggler shit, some like scoundrel fucking
Outlaws
gameplay. Like,
could be that.
You have this whole fucking universe. You could have a ship fly around, fucking do like side missions where you're like assassinating people, or like, hey, I need to fucking smuggle these fucking spice, to this planet, and don't get caught by the Empire. The Empire is patrolling different sections of the galaxy, and like, oh, I gotta go to this planet, talk to this guy to get me into this back channel, and like some shit we've never seen. There was a fucking bounty hunter game back in the fucking 2000s with Jango Fett. Like, it's just not an original idea. And then like, oh, you're a Jedi. Every fucking Star Wars game is a new fucking Jedi that shouldn't have existed, or like, I don't know. It's just like
it I'm right there with you. it's like, bro, how many of these people fucking survived?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It seems like there's more that survived than got fucking killed.
Yeah, dude, for real. It's just like
there's another franchise that has that problem. I'm struggling to remember right now, but you're 100% right. Anyways, yeah, that's good, Dean. Let's see here. We have some sweet angels to thank, Dean, if you could help me out here.
Yeah, especially thank you for putting up with me today. Ian CV, Renee Mendes, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valencerino, Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Guest, Daminator, Joao Bretta, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Guns, Figs, Billy Badfish, Toy Cartel, Sweet, Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Crett, Big Ol' Fern, Caesar Marquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick DeGregorio, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Ezucina, The Illustrious Rainer, Alan Morgan, 2K3, Wah, Derek B, Arias Portillo, Alvin J, Arelis Delgado, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Meza, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Mathal, Stephen Percha, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. Shout out Brenton. Hope he's feeling better.
My sweet Brenton.
He wasn't feeling good this week, guys.
Yeah, he'll be back for question of the week here, hopefully Sunday. Our March and April Patreon benefits, both drawn by Dean the Dream Martin. We have the Ox Divers sticker and the Junk Drawer sticker. So we'll update you guys as we order them, as far as if they'll be glitter or holographic or regular. It really just depends on what kind of deals we can get. But Dean, these look fucking sweet. I love it.
Thanks. That left-hand jumbo, dude.
Clutch. We also have the Patreon tiers, $5 for the digital tier, $7.50 Sweet Angel tier gets you stickers sent straight to your door and access to Ox After Dark replay. The $15 Figure Fix assistance for the Certified Crispy and the $25 What a Guy doubles of all the stickers we send and a Pog Deluxe set. The January, February stickers are going out probably tomorrow or what's after that, Thursday. I just got the envelopes, the stamps, and the labels today, and the stickers came last week, so should have that out the door here in the next few days. If I owe you tracking on anything, I'll get you that as well when I ship everything out. YouTube channel members, we have Absolute Irwin, Alvin J, Andrew Giebel, Benjamin Hansen, Big Ol' Fern, Bob Dylan, CC3PO, Chris V, CT603, DJ, Daminator, Doc Smizzle, Equan, Fat Batman, Gare Bear, Good Old Spotchka, Gotham Cenobites, Justin Sports Card, LV Avenger 702, Mark Pearson, Mike Clitoris, Money Mendez, OG Fan, OMF Jurek, 1-6 Figure Focus, Paul Schreiber, Philip the Fool, S-Beam, Sam Giss, Garden Lord, SpongeBob SquareBall, Sunnyvale Russ, The Ben Thomas Show, and Toy Mafia. You can become a channel member by signing up. If you're a Patreon, it's 99 cents. $2.99 if you are not. You get loyalty badges and chat emojis and member shoutouts. We also have TeePublic. Dean, I think we got to get the Junk Drawer and the Trooper shirt. If you can just email me PNGs of both, we can get those up for those to support the different segments and games that we play. Yeah. Looking at the network, we have OFAC this Thursday. Small Talk alternating Thursdays. Ox plays. We've been playing Baldur's Gate, and I think this week we'll try to film another Helldivers video for you guys. Question of the week will be back on Sundays. Mind Flayer's Web. I'm not 100% sure we'll play this weekend, but we'll talk about it in Discord. And then we have After Dark 10:30 tomorrow every Wednesday. Ooh, Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball. That's an all-time game right there. Give me that in 4K. But yeah, do you guys have any shout-outs that you want to give?
Yes. Shout out to Oilers Workshop for joining us yesterday.
Sweet guy.
That was fun. He did an unboxing of some figures that he got. So watch that if you haven't. Shout out to Mark Pearson. It was his birthday recently. It was today or yesterday?
4th.
Yeah, it was a few days ago.
Okay, so yesterday, the 4th.
Yeah.
And then shout out Ben for missing the show to do whatever he was doing.
Just
To
giving a
finger
car ride.
pop each other's ass. No, I'm just...
Wow. I didn't say that. That's
Shout out to
Holy.
Badfish. You were supposed to be here and you didn't show up. I don't know where you're at. I
oh
would guess
fuck,
you're
was he really?
I don't know where he's at. He said he would. I thought he said he would be.
Canadians, man.
Did you
I was
send
gonna
him
say,
a
are we
link?
shocked that the whole country let us
He's
down?
logged in. He has the link already. He doesn't need a link.
And yeah, trying to find the Ox Divers things. I can send it to you. But those are my shoutouts.
Yeah, big shout out to Jordan Oilers Workshop for coming on yesterday. It's you know, he is one of, I think, the nicest people I think in this hobby, for many reasons, and I really admire the work that he does. You know, behind the scenes, like what he does is like on YouTube is just a fraction of you know, all the work that he puts in, and very generous to us, to me personally last year, to Dean recently. He is I think one of the nicest people I think in this hobby. So it was really nice to finally have him on a stream. You know, we've been messaging back and forth for years. So TK wants you to shout him out, Dean. I don't know if people know, but he's not Dean Knight. I think you've been confused for Dean Knight on more than one occasion.
Wait, you're not?
Dean Knight. Oh my.
TK. It's
Okay,
Dean the
TK,
Dream.
I'll shout you out, but I'm not Dean Knight.
He's Dean the Dream, bro.
Dean Knight's a great guy. I don't.
Yeah, we have nothing against Dean Knight.
Yeah,
but,
it's just.
Dean Knight's
shout out
a
TK592
Brit.
for being a sweet angel, watching our show and listening to me grumble about Star Wars. What a sweetheart. He loves my Batman videos. Yeah, clearly, I'm not Dean Knight. I don't have any
Wait,
Batman videos.
TK, are you fucking with us, bro? You've been here a long time, TK.
Gotta be messing with you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
isn't he a British guy? Dean Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
I was gonna say, I think he has an accent. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's trolling us.
I don't know, man. Okay, yeah, there's the LOL. You fucking guy, TK.
I think it's saying because I'm like not a Batman fan traditionally.
Anyways, we love you guys. Be safe. Excited to try some new stuff next week on the show. I know we were going to talk overrated figures, but we ran a bit long today, so just cut it at the end. Yeah, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Marco.
And I'm Eddie.
We'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Bye.
Left-handed jumbo, baby.